Hey family, Dr. Jacki here, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, we're so glad to have you. We are a community of support. We talk about issues that affect Black women in our community, especially in the areas of health and wellness, safety, and relationships. And so today we're going to be talking about a news story. You know, it's interesting because we're in the year 2022 now, and there's never a shortage of content to share with you guys to keep you guys aware of what's going on. And I literally believe that a spirit of insanity has been released in the Black community, in particular in the area of how it affects the Black men in our community. And so I'm going to share a video with you about how this young dusty Kang has been wreaking havoc not only in the Black community but in other communities as well. Watch this.
Police say they know who tried to violently rob a grandmother in St. Paul. Prosecutors charged 18-year-old Isaiah Foster with aggravated robbery and assault. He was already in jail for other crimes, but as our Jeff Wagner explains, it was a family member who turned him in.
It's no surprise this jarring video of a thief yanking Judy Stutman to the ground in order to steal her purse spread quickly Wednesday. Even she recognizes why it struck such a chord.
I hate to admit it when you hear you're elderly, but then I look at myself in that video walking and I see, yes, I am elderly.
Support has been constant since our story aired.
I've had quite a few emails and a lot of phone calls.
But one call from police stands out.
I was really pleased to learn that they had him.
18-year-old Isaiah Foster was identified in the video by his mother. Court documents say she called police after recognizing him and his black jacket that was a gift from his grandmother. She preyed on it, but ultimately turned him in because she, quote, did not raise him like that.
I think it would have been the most difficult thing in the world. I am sure that the mother realizes that this might be his best chance for turning his life around. And that is my hope.
Foster had been in jail since Tuesday, arrested for a string of robberies. Police say he and two others carjacked a woman in an alley behind her St. Paul home. The mother had to quickly pull her 3-year-old child out of the SUV before it was stolen. The day before Stutman was targeted, 85-year-old Arlene Ferguson was violently robbed in the parking lot of this Aldi as she was loading groceries into her car. She too was hospitalized and has since been released. Police say the two crimes are not connected and the suspects in this case remain at large. In St. Paul, Jeff Wagner, WCCO 4 News.
The suspects in the Ferguson case used her credit card at a Target in Ridgefield, and that led to these surveillance photos. One shows the suspect and another the car that they were using. If you recognize either of them, you are asked to call.
So the silver lining in this whole story is the mom, because the news footage says that the mom is the one who actually called the police on her son. She recognized that it was her son behaving badly, and she called the cops on him. Now, if that's not accountability, I don't know what is. And far too often, too many women in our community, especially women of men or young men this age, don't hold their sons accountable. They coddle them, they enable them, and they just reinforce or re-encourage them to behave badly. And frankly, it's got to stop. These Dusties aren't going to get any better. We're in 2022. They're still wreaking havoc, not only on the Black community, but in other communities as well. So let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think it was right for the mom to call the cops on her son, or do you think she should have just let it be? I think she was right. I think she was well within her right and was very accountable by doing that. Let me know what you think.